The door snapped closed before she could take a step back, plunging her in complete darkness. This seemed like an odd way to begin an interview, but then again, Eastridge was no ordinary school.
Calling all of her concentration into the tip of her finger, she wrote out the first stroke of the light rune, a shimmering line hovering in the air. 2 more strokes completed it, and her will called it into being.
Suddenly, she held a twisting orb of light in the palm of her hand. She barely had time to feel satisfied over her accomplishment before the attack came.
Her assailant tackled her from behind, wrapping thick arms around her and knocking her to the ground. The light rolled out of her hands, and, as her concentration faltered, the magic came apart and evaporated. But Avery had other concerns. It was a struggle, but she got her hand to the knife she always kept in her boot, a precaution her older brother had insisted on from the time she was old enough to carry a blade without cutting herself.
On the upstroke, she crashed the hilt into her attacker's side and pushed away from him, bringing the blade up and level at her unseen foe. She listened for any sound, but there was nothing to betray his next move, much less his position.
Without warning, something caught her feet, pulling her off balance. She crashed to the ground, and before she could strike out with her knife, strong fingers pulled it from her hand.
Her arms were wrenched behind her back and tied in one quick motion, and that's when the lights came on.
Not terrible, a man said, looking down at her. With the muscular build of a warrior, he had brown blonde hair and a weathered face with a scar over his left eye. Decent instincts, carries a weapon, and has the sense to fight back when she's attacked.
So it had been a test, Avery realized. If only she'd been more prepared. If only she hadn't expected her interview to consist of, well, an interview.
Not too bad, the man concluded, but next time I hope she'll think twice before sending up a light in hostile territory.
My apologies, Avery said, fighting against the ropes that held her. I didn't realize exactly how hostile this territory would be.
The man chuckled. Every territory is hostile. That's your first lesson. Hi, I'm Kara Lou.
And I'm Jennifer Young. For the last 7 years, we've been working on our young adult fantasy novel, School for Adventurers.
SFA is a passion project that combines our favorite genres of high school and fantasy, along with strong female characters, positive role models, lighthearted humor, and a clean, exciting adventure that people of all ages can enjoy.
In every fantasy world, you'll find roguish thieves, fierce warriors, willful princesses, and dangerous mages. But where do they come from? Where do these adventurers train before they go out into the world?
That question led us to create Eastridge Academy, where the realm's best and brightest learn fighting, healing, magic, and even thieving. In short, all the skills you need to become a great adventurer.
Our story follows 4 students from drastically different backgrounds who become unlikely friends while trying to survive their first year at the school.
With your support, we'll be able to finish editing the first book and finish writing the second.
We'll also be able to cover the costs of printing, art, and marketing.
If you do decide to back us, we've got some really great rewards that range from signed copies of the books to creating a custom character based on you or someone you know and putting that character in the novel.
And since the writing for the first book is done, you won't have to wait a long time before you get your first reward.
We know we can make this project a success because we've both been working as professional writers for the past few years.
In addition to that, we've been working on SFA in our spare time since 2005, so we've gotten pretty good at it. So if you're a fan of a lighthearted fantasy world, an engaging narrative, strong female and male characters, and a touch of magic, then this could be the book for you.
Thank you for your time. If this project does sound exciting to you, please back us and pass this along to your social networks.